see that, right? Hey guys, here I am, Celi, with another episode of Celi's Hangout, episode 54. We're getting up there, and on today's show, I'm super excited, as I always am. I ran into this girl in New York who told me, "You're the like really enthusiastic girl." Yeah, I get really enthusiastic when I have people who come on the show and have a beautiful testimony to share. And today I have that with our guest, Jas Anderson. This incredible brother attended Rutgers University. His resume speaks for itself. There's so much we're going to go into about what kind of man he is. And the reason why I titled today's show The Jas Effect is because I believe that as artists, we're infectious. And what we do and how we do what we do has an effect on all those around us. And he has a definitely interesting journey on how he's become infectious to all those around him. So I want you guys to check him out. And I want to play a clip of one of his acting reels, because I mean, hello, we can talk about folks' talent all day, but to actually show it is another story. So here is a clip for him on Law and Order. You know, stops having technical difficulties. I just did this correctly. Oh my Jesus. Okay, I got you guys. I got y'all right now.
This whole thing was a setup, huh? So what? I was at a Super Bowl party,
Come
baby.
on, we know you're a pimp.
We've been following you for a year.
Selena, your bottom, we embedded her. Martha, madam, another you see. It's over. Nobody's afraid of you anymore.
Listen, sweetheart. I'm a local businessman, huh? Ties to the community. So, I think I'll call my lawyer now. You don't need a lawyer. What's my right?
We're releasing you and the bishop. Illegal search.
A bishop thinks you set him up and Johnny D. So they're going to be waiting on you when you get outside. Oh, play? Nobody's snitching on them.
Oh, that doesn't matter. It matters what it looks like, and it looks like you set him up.
I'm not even looking at you right now. I'm looking at a dead man. The body just doesn't know it. I ain't set nobody up, all right?
Okay, so you want to win. Where is Ariel?
All right. Yeah. Hey, Jas, how's it going?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? What's going on? Beautiful people, we here. We woke up this morning, so we blessed in abundance. What's the deal?
And Jas is checking in with us all the way from NYC.
Yeah. I'm in Bryant Park actually right now, about to after this, beautiful hangout and sharing God with you guys. About to go watch a movie, part of the summer series screening stuff that they're having at Bryant Park, which is beautiful. Which is one reason that I love being an artist in New York, because we can always just take this energy and build it. And this is my rest time. This is my downtime, just to watch a film and chill with my lady and enjoy the sights and the sounds of the city. So God is amazing. God is truly amazing.
One of the things I definitely miss about New York, the free summer stuff. And so now we know where you hang out. Downtime. Hang out at Bryant Park. But we just saw a clip of Law and Order, and I just want to get right to it. As a Black man in the industry, what does it really mean for you about what kind of roles do Black men really have access to? Does it feel like there's only stereotypical roles? How do you feel about always playing thug, or do you think that there's just more out there now than there was before?
I mean, it's definitely more content out there now, because we have different media venues, such as Netflix, such as Hulu, such as the internet, such as YouTube, such as, Google Hangout, stuff like that, So there's a lot more content and media out there. How I feel about as far as, being a Black actor, I don't even want to label myself a Black actor. I label myself as an actor, because when we label other people, we don't label them, oh, this white actor or this Spanish actor. So we need to get out of that vocabulary of the Black actor. We're just an actor. But as an African-American person of color, as an artist or as an actor, sometimes you do get upset that there is limited roles to us and that the roles that we do have are the thug or the drug dealer. But, there's no small roles, only small actors, so it's what you bring to it. I remember when I was on set working at Brooklyn's Finest, And I was saying this, my same frustrations to Don Chedale. He said, listen, brother, he said, you take what you can get until you can get what you want. So, you know, work is work. So you're not going to turn down work just because it's not what you want to do. You can't come into this game thinking that you're going to change it. So you go into the game and maneuver and start to build your brand, start to build your name, and then you can get to the place where now you can say, you know what, this is what I don't want to do anymore. This is what I'm not going to do anymore. That comes from building your brand. You know, a lot of people have to understand that once you build your brand and you have the availability to say, this is what I want to do, to pick and choose your roles, that's when you start to decipher what you don't want to do anymore. But until then, you do as much as you can do. You work as much as you can work. And you add your depth. You add your character. You add, you know, your nuances to that thug or to that drug dealer or to that gangster. So that you make that character totally 125%. So when people see that, they're seeing still something new. They're seeing still something different. You don't have to play the same old thug. You don't have to do the same old things that somebody else did. So reinvent whatever character you're playing, you know, and from there people will see your talent. So, you know, like I said, and now we have the content to do what we want to do. So if you don't like what you're getting, then write something for yourself. If you don't like what you're receiving, then write something for yourself. And I'm gonna say it again. If you don't like what is coming to you, write something for yourself. Go out there and do it. Do it. Do it. Don't talk about it. Don't say, okay, well, you know what, tomorrow. No, it's today. If God filled you with the inspiration to say, you know what, I want to do something bigger and better, then stop complaining about what we don't have and go out there and start making it so you do have it. You have control. You have more control than you realize. Take back your control. You understand that? Really?
Definitely. Actors are a lot more powerful than they think they are, or that they even know that they are. And once they truly start walking in their power, they'll understand that, you know, not cocky or anything, but the production can't happen without you. We all need one another, you know, and understanding that and what role you play and how you can use that to negotiate, to being sure that you don't get taken advantage of, you know, you're not always going to be the smartest person in the room, but being as most prepared person in the room, doing your research, you know, asking the right questions. Don't just take whatever is given to you. So on your journey, Jas, you know, things now are like, would you say things are just coming at you? How do you go about making certain decisions and asking the right questions?
First thing I do is I pray about it. You know, I tell people that's the biggest thing that I can do is to put it out there in prayer and ask my Father, is this right for me? If it is, bring it to me. If it's not, take it away from me, you know? And then it's just, you know, what it feels right in my heart. You know, if this feels right for me, then it's right. And now I'm at the place where now I can kind of pick and choose little things that I do want to do and little things I don't want to do. So, you know, it's in conjunction with my agency. Paula Porter at The Mind is one of the best agents that I've ever had because she believes in me. So we sit down and we talk. We talk about where we want my career to go. What things do we not want to do anymore? What things do we want to push to do more of? So, you know, I believe that it first starts with God and asking him to decipher out if this is right for you, and then sitting down with your peoples and then knowing it for yourself. You know, believe what you feel. You know, what you feel is going to be more prominent than what anybody says. And what you feel is through God. So once you pray for it with God, he'll give you the answer. And that was on you to decipher that answer and put that into play for yourself, you know, because again, let nobody control your situation. Let nobody control your happiness. Let nobody control your destiny. You are a net worth, and treat yourself as a net worth. It's kind of like what Jay-Z said. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. And when you treat yourself as a business and you look at yourself as a brand, then you'll start to make better decisions in your life. You have to ask yourself, what is it that I want? Where do I want to be at in my career? What do I want to do? You know, what roles do I want to portray? So, you know, you have to ask yourself some real serious questions. But tell me when you get to
I have seen your journey and your process, but for those who don't know Jas or just tuning in on this Hangout, hashtag Celi Hangout, ask your questions, leave your comments. But one of the things, you know, you talk about praying first and asking God first, but was that always a part of your routine? You know, how and when did God become a part of the process in your career? Because, I mean, not all artists go to a higher source, and no judgment on that. You know, everyone to each his own. How would you say your career has or has not changed in the journey once you decided to then go to God about it?
Well, you know, basically, I've always been a spiritual person. I've always been chanting. I chant Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I'm Buddhist. So that means devotion to the mystic law of cause and effect. You sound harmonious vibrations. If anybody's seen What's Love Got to Do With It, when she was chanting Tina Turner, the Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. So that's always been a part of me. And then I've always been in the church as well. But, you know, this beginning of this year and, you know, closing of last year, beginning of this year is when I really felt God come to me, you know, and it made sense. And I understood him and I understood his purpose for me in life. I was almost homeless. And it was so funny because, see, I speak about realness. I'm going to tell you my story so that you can understand that you can overcome any situation or any obstacle in your life, no matter where you are, no matter who you are. So I'm happy with telling my story, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that we need to start being real with each other so that we can be an inspiration to each other, so we can be a help or a guidance. And somebody that may need your story at this particular point in time. So if you sugarcoat your story, you may not be helping that person that really needs to hear it. So I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm going to give you the real me, full effect. So saying that, I was almost homeless. And it wasn't like friends or family members that helped me. It was a guy named Waleek Krandu. And I thank Waleek from the bottom of my heart. He's one of my guardian angels that didn't even know me from seeing me on Facebook and said to me if I ever need anything to reach out. And so it took me a minute to reach out because I didn't know him. But again, friends and family, not saying that, you know, they don't love me, but they weren't there for me, you know. But God was. And I kept asking myself, why am I going through this? Why am I going through this? Why am I going through this? Lo and behold, this guy helps me by giving me a couch and giving me opportunities to take a side job. Because, see, that's my side job is so you can pay your rent, so that you can pay your cell phone bill, so that you can pay your expenses. You need a side job. Your side job is not your main job. My main job is my acting. My side job is working for the Board of Ed in the school system, teaching, giving back. So that was a blessing in itself because I'm giving back now to kids who need it. I'm taking it off myself and giving it back to other people. So that's such a blessing when you take it off of you and you had the chance to enrich somebody else's mind, especially the youth that's coming up that need to see positive African-American males doing something within their community that they can relate to, that they can understand, that they can touch. Sometimes it doesn't become a reality to somebody until they can touch it. A friend of mine said to me one time, yo, I just finished watching you upstairs and you know I always wanted to be a rapper and now I see you here and it makes my dream a reality because I can see you, I can touch you. So we have to give back to those children. So lo and behold, the being homeless led me to this guy's couch and led me to getting my hustle job and led me to getting the place where I am right now and being in the place where I am right now. So when I was asking God at the point in time, why am I going through this? Why am I dealing with this? I'm at the worst place in my life. What are you trying to do? He was trying to strengthen me. He was strengthening me, not trying. He was teaching me. He was showing me that I'm great enough to overcome any obstacle in my life, any situation in my life, that I'm stronger than I even see. And it's by putting my faith in him, putting my belief in myself, and letting him do the work, and still knowing that without him, there's no me. People say to me all the time, wow, you're doing such a good job. And I say, no, I'm just doing what God wants me to do. It's really all him. It has nothing to do with me. So my journey and my path began the ending of last year and until now. And now I'm here and I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep pumping. I'm going to send out 100 blessings a day. I'm going to keep glorifying his name. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because my blessings are not the accolades. My blessings are not Law and Order or Mr.Robot. My blessings are learning life. And those life lessons are what taught me how to become a better actor. Not an acting school, not an acting teacher, or acting coach, but God's life lessons. We have to listen to what God is trying to show us in our lives, and we have to let go and let him do his work. Hallelujah, man. It feels good, man.
I love it. You threw in there, it's not about Law and Order, it's not about Mr.Robot. For those who don't know, Jas just booked a recurring role on the USA Network, Robot. Awesomeness. And we'll show a clip of the trailer towards the end of the Hangout. But let's talk about that. Like, what was the process? How did that happen? Like, did your agent, manager? Because, I mean, a lot of us, we want to get to that point, right? Where we get the phone call where, hey, you're getting that screen test. Hey, you're going in for that producer's audition. You know, how do you go from that New York hustling actor, grinding, working at the Board of Ed, hitting up acting classes, hitting up casting networks? How do you go from that to I'm sitting in on an audition that then I booked Mr.Robot? Like, walk me through that.
God. You know, I'm gonna keep glorifying His name all the time. So it starts off by God, right? Has nothing to do with me and what I want, but then it has to do with Him placing the right people in my life, the right people in my life at the right time in my life. So I booked Mr.Robot through the Mind Agency, which is one of the top agencies out here right now, THE-MINE.com. We're on an uprise, man. We have some good people. Shout out to my homegirl, Jas Jackson, who just talked about screen tests. So she's going out for her first screen test, being flown out to LA for HBO series. Jas Jackson, let's go. Okay. Another sister in a battle for Christ. You know, another sister in a battle for my agency. You know, so that I had to shout her out and show her love. But it goes from me booking the Law and Order, not having an agent. Remember I told you I was going through a drought where nothing was happening. I wasn't getting auditions, I wasn't getting roles, and I went from shooting big films and big TV shows to nothing. So I booked this Law and Order with my old agency, and then Joshua had signed with the Mind when she had done the NBC showcase. And so I was asking her to try to get in with her agency, but she was like, you know what, Jas, I just got in there, I'm not sure. You know, I just want to get myself settled. You know, I'll see what I can do. So one day I'm just sitting on the computer and I say, you know what, let me send the Mind and Paula Porter an email and just see what happens. It can't hurt. So I shouted them out, sent them an email, told them I knew Yasha and that, you know, I saw what they were doing for her career. And I think that we can do the same thing for mine. And, you know, 2 or 3 days later, I got an email saying, hey, we love what you got. We would love to have you come in. We're not looking for nobody right now because it's pilot season, but we can sit down and talk about future endeavors. So I said, hey, let's go in. Went in, sat with her. It was right. It felt right. She believed in me. And that's another thing. You do not sign with anybody. You do not work with anybody. You do not put your energy into anybody who is not in believing of what you can really do, of believing your full potential, of believing your possibilities are endless. She believed in me. And to have an agent, a manager, a publicist, anybody, they have to believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. So she believed in me. She said, listen, let me look at your Law and Order episode. And if it's as good as we think it's going to be, we'll sign on the dotted line. She looked at the Law and Order episode. We signed on the dotted line. Next thing I know, I'm in the audition for Mr.Robot. And it just feels right, you know. It just felt like it was destined for me because I let go. At this point in time of my career, my auditions are even better than they ever were because I'm letting go and I'm free. I'm not making acting my life. Acting is not my life. My children, my 4 beautiful children, shout out to DeSante, shout out to Jayla, to Sydney, to Kai, and their beautiful mothers who make it possible for me to do what they do. Shout out to Lori, shout out to Candace, shout out to Tamara, shout out to Akia. I'm shouting these people out because these people help me to grow. They help me to be who I am right now. We don't give props to those little people in our lives because we think that they're little, but they're bigger than what we think they are. So I want to give shout outs to everybody. So lo and behold, back into Mr.Robot, into the audition, into me letting go and letting God, everything just flowed the right way. It just happened. It just was. And I didn't have to try. I didn't have to push. I didn't have to force it. It was just it was natural as the air I breathe. You want your acting and you want your life to be as natural as the air you breathe because there's nothing more natural than that. So it was just the right time, the right situation, the right role. And I'm just blessed and honored that they saw what God saw inside of me and shined the light out for everybody to see now. And it's just the beginning. The beginning is here, man. And I'm like a kid first opening his eyes to the world, you know, and I'm rebirth. I had that rebirth. I had my baptism and I rebirthed myself. So now I'm looking at things with different eyes, with new eyes. So things are just right where they're about to be, and they're going to be even stronger, even brighter, even bigger. But, you know, Mr.Robot gave me a chance to work with some good people and to see how it was done. Rami Malik, who is the young guy who's the lead, is excellent. You know, I had the chance to work with Christian Slater. I had a chance to work with some good writers, some good directors. So Mr.Robot just showed me that I'm in the right direction, in the right path, moving towards my greatness. And it's another thing. I'm wearing a shirt right now that says Truth Seeker because that's what I tend to be. It's Pharaonic brand, brand company, and they believe in greatness. So I just have to shout out Pharaonic and his brand and his company. I'll send you the information. You guys need to check out his stuff. He's all about truth and greatness, and my greatness comes within God. So like, Cece, I'm just so blessed, and I just want to share. So, you know, it's all about God's timing for you. So Mr. Robot came because it was God's time for me to have that. Long and behold, you know.
Amazing. Oh my God. I mean, two jewels that I got from that conversation is, of course, don't sign with anyone who believes in you. I think, you know, actors get, again, one of the parts where they lose their power is they're so desperate. They want it so bad. It's just like, oh, I'm just going to sign with whoever wants to sign with me. It's kind of like, are you going to date anyone who just wants to date you? Or are you going to get some data collection and find out what he or she is about before you get entangled or get in bed with that person? Like, your career is like a relationship, treated as such. Like, this is someone, those people who win those Academy Awards, they've had those managers, those agents for 5-10 years at times. Who is going to ride with you for 10 years? You know, who's going to be there really just trying to see where you can go? You know, it's not about the dollar. It's not, you know, some of these agents, you're just a number. You don't want to be just a number at an agency. And so I really love that. And the second thing is, so many people are out here chasing it. And that's one of the things I wrote down to ask you, you know, chasing the dream versus allowing the dream to manifest. You know, like, there's just so much of that happening. You have the actors who are just like, I got to get it. I got to get it. I have to be at every networking event. My business card, I have to give it to everyone. I have to send out these emails. It becomes this thing where it takes over your life. When are you spending time with your children and your family? We talk about that on Celi's Hangout all the time. So it's like, what's happening? Like, what would you say is your advice to people about chasing versus just allowing? How can you do that? Because it becomes very anxious. Like, I mean, it's easier to say than do. You're like, seeing everyone else winning. You get on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and it's just sometimes so difficult not to feel some kind of way that here, oh my God, look, Jas just booked Mr. Robot. Where's my role at? You know? Right.
Let me tell you something. A good friend of mine is Vladimir Versailles, who is the young David Oyelowo. You know what I'm saying? Vlad Boogie, I love you, baby. So, yo, I remember, you know, he told me that I had to sit in the eye of the storm, that God told him to sit in the eye of the storm. Because as we all know, in the eye of the storm is when it's quiet. You know, not like this loud siren that's passing me right now.
You can't help it when you're out in those New York streets.
New York, baby.
It's like a Law and Order episode out there.
I'm trying to tell you right now, they're coming to get me. So don't chase it. It's hard. Sometimes you have to take yourself off of social media, bro. You know what I mean? Sisters and brothers out there, take yourself off for a minute, right? Don't look on Instagram. Don't look on Facebook. Don't look on Twitter, because you're going to see things that you may not want to see, you know? And you have to understand that everybody's time is their time. There's no overnight successes. There's no overnight wonders. It doesn't just happen because you woke up and said, I'm going to make this happen, and it's just going to be here, boom. No, 10 years. It takes 10 years to have a lasting career in this game. 10. And I've put over 10 in this game. So you have to be patient. You have to be you have to understand that your time is going to be your time, and until it's your time, it's not going to be your time. And to start, you know, putting in the work, doing the work. People need to stop worrying about other people and what their stuff is what's happening with their stuff, and start doing the work for them. Do the work. If you do the work, trust me, those things will come. Your agent will come. Your manager will come. The headshots will come. You know, everything that you want in life will come. But if you don't do the work, and you're constantly complaining or worried about what somebody else is doing, then you're taking away what you could be doing from yourself. It's about putting it in the universe. There's a book out there called The Secret, and it's about the laws of attraction. So you have to attract what you want. So if you want that agent, you write it out there. You know what I'm saying? So that you can see it and throw it in the universe. If you want that photographer to shoot your headshots the best, you put it out there. You know, if you want whatever it is that you want, a starring role in this, something in this, you write it out there. You put it out there for you to see, so that you're manifesting it every day. There's things on my phone that I see every day because this is what I want. So I'm going to manifest it. You have to manifest your destiny and realize you have more control than you think. But the control sometimes comes with learning patience, with feeling like you don't have to be everywhere. Because the more people see you, the more you become redundant. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you need to get in and get out. So if you're going to a network event, you hit your cars to the right people, you show your face and you mingle and you get out of there. Because people don't need to see too much of you. Because if they see too much too soon, you'll become cliche. You don't want to become a cliche person. See, I know people like that who are so thirsty, and people look at them just as that, as thirsty people. You want people to want you. You want people to say, wow, who is that person? Who is this, you know what I'm saying, Franceli? Who is Jas Anderson? We see them, and they in and out. They bobbing and weaving. You know, we got to do the Muhammad Ali sometimes. We got to bob and weave, you know what I'm saying, with Christ in our spirits, you know what I'm saying? And we have to realize that what's for us is for us. Don't worry about it. You know, don't put your time, and that's what I mean about not making it your life. When you make it your life, it becomes a desperation. And that desperation, trust me, you may not see it, but the energy is gonna come off. It's gonna come off in the wrong way. And people are gonna start to be bothered by you and don't even know why they bothered by you, but you have that desperation. Well, I need it. If I don't have it, what? What happens? If you don't have an agent right now, are you gonna die tomorrow? If you don't have a manager, or you don't have this starring role, are you gonna wake up and not have your health? Are you gonna wake up and not have your children, your loved ones? There's nothing gonna happen to you. You are going to be fine.
Your career. Like if you don't have an agent, does that stop you from acting? Does that stop you from performing, writing?
Right? Come on. You know, I have to realize it's going to be okay. When it's your time, it's your time, and be prepared for your time. That's what you should be doing in the midstream of waiting. Is preparing for it. So when that comes, you are fully prepared. You have those headshots. You know what you want to do. You have your reel together. You have this. You have that. Start preparing for greatness. Because as you're preparing for greatness, you'll learn and you'll see things that'll take you to a whole nother level. Stop waiting for anybody to get you anything. You can go on Actors Access. You can go on New York castings. Stop waiting for somebody to help build your career. If you don't like where you're going, break and create something for yourself to get there. And realize, stop worrying about everybody else. Everybody else's journey is not your journey. My journey needed to be my journey, because if it wasn't, I wouldn't be here right now. I would have lost it. It would have came to me too soon, too fast, and I wouldn't have been prepared and ready for it. What do you think God is doing why he doesn't give it to you? Because he knows that you're not ready for it. And he wants you to have longevity in your greatness, not just a little minute second of fame. He wants you to be great and have endless possibilities. And he wants you to always have consistency. But sometimes we want what we want, and that's not what he wants. Let's say, to make God laugh, tell him your plans, because it's not about your plans. It's about his plans for you. So I just say, be prepared, be ready for it, and start putting those seeds. So you're sowing for those benefits that you're gonna reap later on down the line. Don't worry about reaping those benefits right now. Just worry about sowing, taking it day by day, making your life, and your career, your career. Your life is everything outside of your acting. Your career is your acting. You know, it was so funny. Viola Davis said the same thing. She said, as soon as I started looking at my life as my friends, my family, my loved ones, and my job as my acting, that's when it became easier. That's when it started to open more, because I wasn't so hungry for it. You don't have to be hungry for it. It's right there in front of you. Slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. You hear what I'm saying? Take your time. You got time. Black don't crack.
And it's true. Like, and then what happens when you get it and you're not ready? You know, we live in a celebrity-driven society where we're watching everyone's every move, and a lot of people lose their goddamn minds one day. You know, and we want to make sure that we're centered. You know exactly who you are. We're ever evolving, ever changing people. But know what you want, are your needs are. Get put in compromises. You know what you're willing and not willing to do, and stick to that no matter what happens. I've heard stories that when I turned down this huge thing, that everyone was like, how could you walk away from that? But it was just like, morally, what came with that, I could not, my soul could not live with that. So I walked away from it. The bigger blessing that came after turning that down, it was something that blew their mind. You just never know what's on the other side of that no.
Right.
Never take that no as a discouragement. You know, that one no or that 100th no brings you just a step closer to that yes that will change
Your life. I'm trying to
I
tell
really
you.
want to just give you a round of applause, guys. Like, I love you so much. Like, it's literally, guys, who are part of the Celi Hangout Village or just joining the Celi Hangout Village. I've known Jas for quite some time from when I lived in New York, and it's truly just a joy it brings for me. Seeing my people win I know that I'm winning. You know, so I just am so happy for you. Tell everyone when Mr. Robot's coming out, how they can see it, how they can continue to follow your journey, and it's super motivational. I'm sure after people watching this, they're gonna be like, man, I gotta be watching and seeing what Jas is doing.
No problem. Okay, so Mr. Robot is Wednesday, July 29th at 10 o'clock on USA Networks. For all those in New York, I'm having a viewing party at a place called Troy's Bar on Hudson. I'll send Franceli the information. She can broadcast it. So I would love for you guys to join me. The doors open at Troy Bar at 6 p.m. Viewing starts at 10. It's just going to be fun, friends, family, and just enjoyment of watching God's blessings in all of our lives. So that is the next place you can see me at, Mr. Robot again, Wednesday, July 29th. I have a couple projects that are about to blast off. Brook Love, the movie, .com is a really, really good story about three friends coming up in Brooklyn. Sterling Milan, Cameron James, Lande Youssef are the writer, producer, and director. That's one of the next projects that's going to pop. I just shot a movie called Coco with RZA that should be out in theaters soon. I have another project called The Final Mission that we're in post-production for. So you can catch me at the Jas Anderson. So that's the @ TheJasAnderson. It should be underscore. It should be down there on the bottom of my name. At the Jas Anderson on IG. At the Jas Anderson on Twitter. At the Jas Anderson or the Jas Anderson on Facebook. Let me see. My website is www.thejasanderson.com. For all those that are going to continue to be inspired, I will start seminars soon. Probably sometime in August, where I am collabing with different folks in the industry, and we're going to have a 2-hour seminar just about things that people need to know about giving back to the artistry. I want to get people to be more excited about your gift. Start being excited about your gift each and every day that you wake up. Pray before you wake up. Pray before you go to sleep. Constantly put God in your life. These are the ways that you're going to manifest your destiny. I am living proof. I've come from greatness to being at the bottom to now being back on top to greatness the right way. Not greatness in an arrogant way, not greatness in a vain way, not greatness in any other way but through him and by giving back. I broadcast what I do, not to get props for my or accolades for what I do, but to show what God is doing for me in my life. So when you see my post, it's not to brag about what I'm doing, it's to brag about what God is doing for me in my life. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. You can do anything that you want to do in life. Understand that and know that. I've come from the bottom and I'm searching my way up to the top, but it was a soul searching process, and I'm still learning and I'm still growing. And it's for my children. It's for my mother. It's for the people who believed in me. It's for all the artists out there who are struggling with depression, who are struggling with life. Do not give up. Let me tell you something. Your dream is a reality that's yet to happen. That's all dreams are. And the minute that you give up, the next day could have been your breakthrough. Do not give up. Push through it. Fight for it. Embrace the pain. Failure is not an option. We have to be stronger than we can ever imagine, because God is trying to strengthen in us, and he will not give it to us until we put everything that needs to be in the forefront right there in our face. Find your center. Find your center. Find what means everything to you and live off of that. And what means everything to me is God's love and me giving back to my art, giving back to my artists, giving venues for people to show their content. We're doing a BK summer screening series at BK9 in Brooklyn, and we're only charging $10 for short films and webs, and $5 for music videos and trailers, because we want to give a venue for artists to have so that they can show their stuff, because people always complain about not having places to show their content or it being too much and too high, but we're starting that. So we have to be the change that we want to see in life. You understand that? Don't worry about your mistakes in the past. Your mistakes are your mistakes, and they're not mistakes. They're only learning lessons. Understand, I just went to church, and the pastor said that your victory can come from your greatest defeat. You have to be able to accept failure. You have to be able to fall down, knowing that you can get back up. You have to realize that you can do anything in this world as long as you put him in the forefront of everything that you do. As long as you put him in the forefront of all that you do. Walk in love. Talk in love. Be about love. Understand that this will only open up when you are ready for it to be opened up to you. Everybody's path is not going to be everybody else's path, and it is okay. Learn to understand how to play the game, because it is a game. Learn to understand that you are a business. So learn your brand. Do it. Do it. Do it. Don't talk about it. Don't sit there and think about it. Don't complain about it. Be about it. Each and every day, there's so many people that wish they can wake up healthy. There's so many people that wish they could wake up with a roof over their head or clothing on their back. Learn to appreciate the little blessings that are not little, but they're big. Because see, our big blessings come from our wants. Forget about your wants. It's what you need. I need God to feed my soul so that I can give back. It's not about me. It's about my artistry and my gift. Stop wanting to blow up to manifest all the things that you think you need in your life. Those monetary things are not what you need in your life, because if you don't have happiness, you can have $1 million in the bank, you can have a car, a yacht, a mansion, you can have accolades, reoccurring roles. It does not mean anything. I've seen artists who are living unhappy with everything that they can possibly want in life. How real is that, and how sad is that? Find your happiness, find your center, and God will do the rest. I promise you this. Listen to me.
Jas just took us to church, y'all. Like, seriously. Oh my God. I'm like trying to keep it together because I'm like, okay, I'm losing my makeup. I can't cry. And I mean, I'm like at a loss for words. Seriously, like I'm just so proud of you. I love you so much. And I just love what God is doing for you. You know, like coming from where we come from, you know, I love being very transparent on this show. You know, we come from the hood in New York. You know, some of our closest friends are in jail or dead, you know, and didn't make it out. And, you know, we have a certain burden and responsibility to be an inspiration to other people and show them that there is a way out, a positive way out. And so I just am so seeing Black men, seeing men in general who love the Lord. In little, he will trust you in much. So I am so proud of you that now he is much. I love you, man. I really do.
I love you too, girl. I love you too. I mean, I think that you're right. We have to be an inspiration to others, and sometimes that responsibility is hard, and sometimes we don't want to have to worry about that responsibility. But when you're giving a gift, and you're giving a gift to give back to the world, it's not going to be easy. And why would you want anything in life to be easy? I love the hardships I go through because they teach me that struggle is only up in here. That as long as we put it up there to him, there's nothing that we can't do. There's nothing that we can't face. My children used to be my strongest obstacle. Now they're my greatest advantage. I love you guys. Daddy does it for you because I want them to see and be inspired by me. I want them to see me on that TV, to see me on that stage, to see me doing seminars, to see me uplifting and showing them a different way, showing them that you can be anything that you want to be, that you can grow, that you can build, that you don't let your situation be your outcome. My situations will never be my outcome because my outcome will always be greater than what I can ever imagine because I put it in God's hands and I allow it to be. Sometimes the hardest thing to do is to sit in that stillness and to let go and let God. You have to find your quiet time. You have to make sure that you're putting forth everything that you can put forth in the day for your career. You understand what I'm trying to say? No more time for excuses. No more wasted days. We are what we want to be perceived in this world. So, Celi, I know we got to get out of here. I just want to say thank you for this platform. I want to say thank you to everybody who watched. Thank you to everybody who supports us and continue to keep supporting Black artistry. Continue to keep supporting Black arts because we're here. and the plateau is for us, and we're now. So I love you guys. I bless you guys, and I send out light and love to everybody. Blessings and abundance to everybody. Thank you for having me on, Frelly.
Make sure you subscribe to the Celi Hangout Village at Celi Hangout. Follow my boy Jas at the Jas Anderson on all the social medias.
Yes, sir.
Branding on point. And just be sure to tell a friend, and leave a comment below on the YouTube page or on our Google page about how this hangout has inspired you, motivated you, what you're doing to get over your fears, what you're doing to make things happen and manifest your destiny. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all soon for my Confessions of an Actor next week.